Upon further perusal and deeper reflection on the passages from Book 6, chapters 6 through 10, a wealth of narrative and thematic significance comes forth. As I recount the tale, it remains imperative to delve into both the events and their underlying meaning. Our story resumes with Frodo and his steadfast companions determining it is time to return to their beloved Shire. Yet, this decision to return is not without its complexities. Arwen, displaying profound empathy, offers Frodo her place on the ship bound for the Undying Lands, should his heartache from the journey prove too grievous to bear. As they embark on their return, they are graced with the company of their dear friends and the elves from Lothlorien and Rivendell. Their journey first brings them to Rohan, where Éomer and Éowyn extend an ancient horn to Merry, an artifact of immense significance designed to embolden allies and strike fear into foes. Their path then leads them to Isengard, where they discover that Treebeard has released Saruman and Wormtongue, albeit in a severely diminished state. As these wretched figures travel north, a chance encounter allows Gandalf to extend one last offer of redemption to Saruman, who, imbued with spite, foolishly rejects it. A foreboding warning from Saruman reveals that the Shire may not welcome the hobbits as warmly as they anticipate. Eventually, they reach Rivendell, where they recount their adventures to Bilbo, reflecting and recuperating before the inevitable return to the Shire weighs upon their minds once more. Bilbo, ever generous, bequeaths Frodo his cherished book and notes, thus marking the beginning of the final leg of their voyage, accompanied now only by Gandalf. An eerie resonance with past hurts is felt by Frodo as the anniversary of his wounding at Weathertop approaches and passes, leaving him troubled by the memory. Their arrival in Bree presents an unexpected sight, a town now armed and vigilant, its people plagued by bandits and disruptions to trade from the Shire. The hobbits, formidable in their armor, are a spectacle of amazement to Butterbur at the prancing pony, who is almost agop at the revelation that Strider is now king. The pressing question of what misfortune has befallen the Shire accompanies them as they push onwards. At the Barrow Downs, Gandalf takes leave to visit Tom Bombadil, confident that the hobbits, hardened by their trials, can handle any challenges the Shire presents. At the Brandywine Bridge, a locked gate and an unsightly guardhouse greet them, where Merry and Pippin's entry stirs a commotion, promptly dispersing any resistance. The root of the chaos is soon uncovered. Lotho Sackville Baggins, through greed and folly, has invited nefarious men into the Shire, imposing control through brute force and fear, leading to widespread ruin and hardship. Factories belching smoke and trees felled ruthlessly have marred the serene landscapes, and the hobbits find themselves enacting a rebellion against this subjugation. In an ultimate confrontation at Bag End, they meet Saruman and Wormtongue once again. In a moment of mercy, Frodo spares Saruman, but fate takes a dark turn as Wormtongue kills Saruman and is himself slain by the hobbits' hands. The desecration of the Shire is a grievous sight, prompting Sam to lament, "This is worse than Mordor." With Saruman's malignant influence purged, the hobbits set about restoration with fervor. The corrupt factories are dismantled, homes are rebuilt, and Sam, with the aid of Galadriel's gift, revitalizes the land. A Malorn seed she provided is planted where the great tree once stood, cementing the revival. The following year is hailed as the most bountiful in memory. Merry and Pippin, now illustrious figures, reside together at Crick Hollow. Sam weds Rose Cotton and moves into Bag End with Frodo. Yet, for Frodo, the shadow of his ordeal looms large, afflicting him particularly on poignant anniversaries. Upon completing his book, Frodo entrusts it to Sam and proposes one final journey together. They travel to the Grey Havens with Bilbo, meeting Galadriel, Elrond, and discovering Gandalf awaiting them. Frodo, seeking solace that only the Undying Lands might gift, decides to depart Middle-earth with the elves. Merry and Pippin arrive in time to bid farewell and journey homeward with Sam. In the end, Sam returns to a life adorned with simple joys, remarking softly, "Well, I'm back." The prolonged denouement of the narrative serves not merely as an extended farewell, but underscores thematic profundity. Each destination revisited, and each parting echoes the arduous transformation endured by the hobbits. Their shared travels and trials are reflected in their growth, both literal, in Merry and Pippin's case, and metaphorical for Frodo and Sam. A simple homecoming would not suffice to articulate the evolution wrought by their experiences. The introduction of warfare into the Shire signifies the unavoidable intrusion of external conflict into their bastion of peace, illustrating that even the most secluded of homelands is not impervious to the tongues of war. The Shire's corruption is initiated not solely by Saruman, but by the hobbits themselves, highlighting themes of internal decay and the susceptibility of the innocent to vanities of power and greed. Herein lies the hobbits' ultimate test, a reclamation and rejuvenation through their own strength. Above all, Frodo's personal struggle with his burdens reflects Tolkien's own observations of post-war trauma. The offer of eternal reprieve symbolizes a merciful end for his sufferings, a reward befitting his trials. Simultaneously, Sam's enduring spirit and acceptance of simple joys underscores the resilience found amidst profound change, ensuring Frodo's legacy is cherished within the Shire. Thus, the narrative concludes with a delicate balance of sorrow and hope, symbolizing the undying endurance of the spirit faced with profound tribulation. Before you go, please let me know what you thought about this video down below in the comments. It makes my day to hear from you all. Over and out. This has been another Bookly Crash Course.